I don't know how I forgot to show you guys this build. This is like my OG build, my baby. That actually kind of blew me up in the Destiny community some when people wasn't aware of this. But as y'all can see today, we are using Lord of Wolves in this build and Mask of Bakris. Some people didn't know, but back then people didn't know that Mask of Bakris works with Lord of Wolves until I have brought it into the forefront with my build. If you don't know what Mask of Bakris does, Mask of Bakris making that you get the exotic perk Light Shift. While you have a stasis or arc super equipped, your dodge becomes a longer range, faster moving shift that partially cloaks you during use. You become Minato, okay? Yellow flash of the hidden leap, okay? You teleporting every time you kill people. After you shifting, your stasis or arc weapons gain a stacking damage bonus for a short time. So this is where people didn't know. So in the helmet, it says after shifting, your stasis or weapon arc weapons gain a stacking damage bonus from a short time. Lord of Wolves is a solar weapon. Okay, it doesn't tell you, but Lord of Wolves is and Master Backwards have a unique interaction that they work together because it's fallen lore. Okay, fallen lore, but they work together. And then the final part say final blows this with this bonus active refund class ability energy. So you get 3 stacks of light shift that you can get. Light shift can go to ×3, and if you get to ×3, you get 33% extra damage. Now, if you're someone that's like that don't believe me, let me just make sure I show you guys that Lord of Wolves get buffed up by this, okay? So y'all see it said 97. Now light shift, and I shoot him. Now I say 107, okay? Okay, you see me in the hundreds now. I light shift again, 167. Light shift again. Y'all get the gist. It gets extra damage, okay? So, yeah, it works with Lord of Wolves, which makes some very fun gameplay loop. The armor stats we are using is 170 weapon stats, so we get the 70% chance of getting a large ammo brick chance. And we do more damage, obviously, to bosses and regular enemies. That 15%. We have on 127 class stats. On every shade step, we get 50% damage reduction with the overshield we get. And then all the stats is just there, okay? I went with 70 melee just so I can use Threaded Spike to sever enemies in the room to make them do 40% less damage to us. But that's about it. I don't really care about the super in this build because the super is pretty mid when it comes to Silent and Swall. And don't really care much about my grenade except using it to put Unraveling in the room. Other than that, I don't care much about it. The armor set we're using is Exodus down, so I get a 30% damage reduction when I do a finisher move to, special finisher, get some special ammo. I'll use all my armor charges, get 30% damage reduction. I can keep it going forever as long as I keep getting Orbs of Power off the ground. Okay? Again, Lord of Wolves, this weapon do more damage when you hit fire with it, so you want to hit fire with it to do the dumb damage. And then the catalyst make it that while you are hip firing with it, it applies scorch, meaning you can cause ignitions. If you aim it down sights with it, it basically get incandescent. Every time you kill an enemy with it, they do an explosion that can spread scorch to other people. There's a quick way to explain it. This weapon does dumb damage, okay? I repeat, dumb damage. They had to nerf it, okay? The damage is still there, but they nerfed the ammo that it used to carry. So that's why I would not recommend this build in -50. I can recommend it in -40 and below, simply because in -50, even if you run a full ammo build, max weapon stat, ammo finders and stuff, scavenger and whatnot, there's a high chance you will still run out of ammo and harder in content because of the low ammo reserve they gave Lord of Wolves now. So you need to be able to kill quick so you keep getting ammo, and harder in content you ain't able to kill as quick as you would like to because the bullet sponges. So yeah, -40 and below. The other weapons you want to use is stasis or arc weapons. We're using Unending Tempest, best anti-barrier weapon you can use. That stasis. Get Chaos Reshape on it and Attrition Orbs, and it'll get buffed up by Mask of Bakris. So yeah, make sure you get this roll. And then heavy weapon, I'm just using Bitter End because of overload weapon. But use any arc weapon in your heavy slot or stasis weapon, okay? Like Hot Head rocket launcher is a good weapon you can use in your heavy slot for this build. The artifact we're using is Implement of Curiosity. We got on Fever and Chill, so when I get solar precision hits, we'll get Radiant in this build with Lord of Wolves. I got Horror Shuttle on. We will be making Shadow Clones in this build. So Kage bullshit on Jutsu. I'm sorry. We will be making Threatlings that will sever enemies, which is very important in this build because we will be using Cauterized Darkness in this build, allowing us to do 75% extra damage with solo weapons for any enemy that's affected by a darkness debuff like slow, well, stasis, and strand. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit more deep in this, but let me get through the rest of the artifact. We got Frost Renewal on because we will be getting Frost Armor in this build, so whenever we get low health, we'll freeze everybody around us and get a stack of Frost Armor. I got on Elemental Days, so whenever we stun a champion, they blow up based on whatever element we use. In this case, if we stun an Unstoppable with Lord of Wolves, it will cause an ignition, but if we stun a champion with any of our stasis or arc weapons, it will freeze them or it will jolt them. Okay, we have on a Radiant Shrapnel. Just make it that way I got Radiant. If I do sustain damage with a weapon, it will make solar, shrapnels out there to deal damage for us. And then I got Elemental Overdrive, so whenever I pick up an elemental buff, elemental pickup on the ground, it'll buff on my weapon. And this does not count for, surges in our leg piece, so it stacks. So you can have this on and have surges in your leg piece to do even more damage, okay? So we did set it up where we can get fire sprites in this build to make it that Lord of Wolves give extra damage from Elemental Overdrive, and then we'll be doing even more damage with Lord of Wolves with Radiant, Cauterized Darkness, Mask of Bakris, surges in the leg piece. Yeah, we're doing dumb damage, okay? And to showcase that damage, let me show you. Oh, and also too, Mask of Bakris, it doesn't tell you, but like I said, when you get 3 stacks of Light Shift, you do 33% more damage. But also too, passively, any weapon does 10% more damage to enemies that are affected by slow in this, and that stacks. So you can have the 33% from Light Shift, but also have an extra 10% from doing damage to a slow target. Colorado Darkness, they do 75%. And yeah, so let me just show you guys several. As you can see, we could be doing 600 something damage headshots, okay, with Lord of Wolves. It's more than that if they slow. We're doing dumb damage with Lord of Wolves, okay? So that's why I want to show you guys. Subclass. We got Science Wall on, because the better super outside of Storm Edge, way better super. For the Light Shift, we got on Marksman Die, so whenever we chase that, we'll pick up any ammo around us for Lord of Wolves, so we don't have to worry about reloading as well, which is perfect for a build like this. We got 30 Spike on, the several people put a Darkness debuff on them, so Lord will do more damage to them and whatnot. Grapple, so we do Unraveling, again, more damage to the person that got Darkness on them with Lord of Wolves. We got Winter Shroud on, this give a damage reduction for 4 seconds whenever we proc it, I believe 50% damage reduction. And this allows the slow enemies to get that 10% extra damage with Bakris on top of the Light Shift, on top of Cauterized Darkness, so Lord of Wolf can go crazy, as y'all seen in the beginning footage. We have a 30 Spectre, so that every time we're doing the combo of Bakris, we're making infinite clones out there, for that the enemies are always distracted and not looking at me. We got on Fast Protection on, because we will be nearby enemies with this build, because we're using a shotgun, so we might as well get that 15% damage reduction. Faster to Ruin, just get that extra weapons, plus 10 weapon stab, but we will be triggering ignitions as well, so it'll help out a little bit there. Faster to Purpose, get Frost Armor in this build, just give a 32% damage reduction with Frost Armor at times 5. Faster to Hope on, in case I ever ruin my combo with freaking Bakris, I can get it back quick enough. And then we have on Faster to Awakening, this is how we're making fire sprites from killing multiple people with Lord of Wolves, which will go in tangent with not tangent, which will go in combo with the Elemental Overdrive in the artifact. Armor mods, we have on 2 special ammo finders and a solar siphon to make ores of power, and this will help us get ammo consistently for Lord of Wolves. A grenade, 2 grenade finds, so I have a higher grenade stat, so I can have grapple more often to the unraveling in the room. We have on impact induction, so whenever I call it in for my 30 Spike, I get some grenade energy for the grapple. Resist mods and chest piece. 2 solar surges to increase the damage of Lord of Wolves even more. So yeah, by 17%. Solar scavenger on for Lord of Wolves. And then we have on Special Finisher, Reaper, and Powerful Track pick up the orbs around us. We keep getting the Frost Armor non-stop and making orbs with Reaper. That's the full build, guys. This is a very fun build to use, you know, on your own and solo play. Again, you probably could finesse it in -50, but I don't recommend it. I recommend -40 and below, so you can just really have fun with this build and just destroy content. Okay, love you guys. Appreciate you guys as always. And yeah, the loader will be doing like 700 damage per shot, and to shoot 5 times per shot. So yeah, you do the math. Okay. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.